Bree from Young, Saved, and Free, and I'm back with this week's devotional. I know it's late, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Y'all forgive me. I have been super busy. Like, when I say your girl has been swamped, I have been swamped. And all my nails are gone. Isn't this lovely? Like, my fingers have not been this naked in over a year, and I just don't know how to feel about it right now. I just got off work, so I'm a little bit oily. Y'all, I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. Everybody that's new to my channel, hi, how you doing? My name is Brianna. I am the creator and founder of Young, Saved, and Free. I hope you guys decide to become part of the family by clicking the subscribe button down below and hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video from me. And for everybody else that's been here, thanks so much for your support, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Now this week, the devotional is entitled, I Won't Shut Up. And I know you're probably looking at it like, girl, who you talking to? Like, who you? Oh, I know you ain't tell me to shut up. I did. Just hear me out. So, and if y'all hear barking throughout this video, one of the pit bulls is in his kennel in the room right across from the kitchen, which is where I am. And that's great. Like, it's so great. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. But so if you guys don't remember last week, in last week's devotional, I kind of discussed my PCOS story, and I realized even with that, I don't really talk about it that much, and I don't know why I don't talk about it that much, because there's so many women out here. Like, for example, Miss Crystal from God and Gold, she has endometriosis, and somebody commented on a post she made recently about her endometriosis. And somebody was like, yeah, I have PCOS and endometriosis, and I have to have surgeries all the time. I'm always in pain. I'm like, God, I thank you, because that could have been me. That could have easily been me, but I don't talk about it. And I'm like, why? And God really started to tell me, just tell the story. So he took me to John 5:31 through 36, and it says, well, y'all know, oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. It's been... Sorry, y'all. And it says, if I were to testify on my own behalf, my testimony would not be valid, but someone else is also testifying about me. Oh, and by the way, you guys, this is the New Living Translation. I love this version of the Bible. It's one of my favorites. That the Message Bible, like, them the ones. And I assure you that everything he says about me is true. In fact, you sent investigators to listen to John the Baptist, and his testimony about me was true. Of course, I have no need of human witnesses, but I say these things so you might be saved. John was like a burning and shining lamp, and you were excited for a while about his message. But I have a greater witness than John, my teachings and my miracles. The Father gave me these works to accomplish, and they prove that he sent me. So when I really started to think back on my life, I started to think about, the things that I've been through, and I know the things that I knew God was doing for me. And I can remember being in college and literally not having a dime to my name, and it was getting close to the end of the year, so we had a lot of things I had to pay for. I was trying to get all my stuff straight from our apartment and all that, and I had nothing to eat. I didn't have a meal plan. I didn't have any money to eat. So one day I was on campus doing something for one of the student organizations I was in, and the person I was working with, who really wasn't even a friend, she was like a girl that lived down the hall from me when I lived on campus, and we was cool, but she was like an associate because of this organization. It wasn't even like that deep with her. But her friend came to where we were, and she was like, come with me. And I'm like, if y'all know anything about me, I'm very leery when it comes to people. I'm like, I don't really trust it. But she said, come with me. And I'm like, okay. So next thing I know, we had Chick-fil-A on campus, and she like, get what you want. And I'm like, this girl don't know me from a can of paint. She want to buy me food. Why? She had blazer bucks. That's what we called them in Valdosta, because we wear the blazers. Go Blazers. She had blazer bucks that she needed to spend, because with meal plans on campus, if you don't spend all of it, you just lose it. It doesn't roll over. It doesn't do any of that. So she was like, just get what you want, and it's no big deal. Blah blah. And I'm like, I'm still sitting, like, I went and got my food, of course, but I'm like, sitting there like, how did this happen? Like, why did this happen? And I never spoke a word about that day ever. Like, But inside, I was just like shouting and, picking them up, laying them down like crazy. And so I really started thinking more about my life and about the things, like things that he's done, and I never ever talked about, like the time he paid my rent, and when he stopped the car. I've been in two car accidents where he stopped the car from taking my life. Like when I was 16, it happened again when I was 18. And, I never said a thing about it. I never, ever said a thing about it. And, even with my PCOS story, I've only told that a handful of times. And most of it's been to y'all, because I've talked about it with my friends a couple times. And I've talked about it at my church. But other than that, I didn't say anything about it. And even when I wanted to say it at my church, I didn't want to. I was kind of forced to. He kind of forced my hand. And I'm like, all right, well, you asked nicely, so I guess I will tell the story. But, I mean, I know that I can't be the only person that does that. Like, you have faith, and you're just not boisterous about your faith. You're just, and about your testimony and the things that God's done for you. But I've had so many public praises because of silent struggles that people had no idea I was going through. And, I don't want to seem like somebody that just complains about everything. And I keep a lot of stuff to myself. So I remember back in like October when I went home for church anniversary, Prophet Todd Hall, he prophesied to me about my life, and he was saying things like, that I had been through a lot in the last 4 years, and I had experienced a lot of abuse, fake love, fake friends, and when he said that I had a lot of abusive people that were connected to me, that were abusing me, I remember looking up, and everybody in the church was just like, and I'm like, I was embarrassed at that moment, because I was, as long as I had been at that church, I've been at that church for about 3 years at the time. As long as I had been there, nobody knew, like, the things that I was going through. When I left, I would come in, smile, and speak to everybody. Hey, how you doing? I love you, sis. Love you, this is like I was that person when I came in, but then I would go home and I'd be fighting for my life, literally. And they just had no idea. But what I realized is that by keeping things to ourselves, sometimes we're doing God a disservice. Like by keeping our story to ourselves, we're not praising God the way that we should. We're not advertising for Him. And even this week on the daily affirmations, I've been discussing a lot about being a true disciple, and what it is to be a true follower of God, and what all that includes. And it's not even me that's doing it, it's Bible Gateway. Like, I literally just, whatever verse they got on Bible Gateway, I pull an affirmation from that and post it, and I write about it. But we're definitely doing God a disservice by doing that. And how can people want to follow Him if they don't know what He's like? Why would I follow Him if I don't know what He's good for? You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of talk about this during the midweek push. And by the way, if you're not watching that, it's on Instagram Live every Wednesday at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, you're not following me at Young Safe and Free. What you doing, sis? Like, what you doing? But we're doing kingdom business, and that's I recently started a business, and the main way, really the only way that I've gotten my clients is through word of mouth. And I'm like, why can't we use the same tactics with the kingdom? Like, why can't we just speak about, this is why I follow Him, and I recommend Him to you. There's this thing on Facebook right now where it'll be like the Navy, and I would give it 5 stars, or I would give it 0 stars because this is ghetto. Like, why can't we do the same thing with God? Like, why can't we be like, I would recommend this to you. Like, I would definitely recommend that you do this. I recommend that you follow Him. But we don't. And honestly, I don't understand why we're not doing that, because as Christians, as followers of Christ, we were created to give Him praise and glory. And Isaiah 43:21 says, I have made Israel for myself, and they will someday honor me before the whole world. God, this is God speaking. He said, I made Israel for myself so that they will honor me. God made all of us. We're the only thing that He put His hands on when He created. Everything else He spoke. He spoke the birds of the air. He spoke this clouds, the light, sun, and was the sun. Why did I say the light, sun? The sunlight, the moon, the ocean. He created all those things by speaking, but we were the only things that he put his hands on. So if he put his hands on me, why wouldn't I tell about it? Like, why wouldn't I talk about it? Why wouldn't I pray, do what he made me with his own hands to do? Why wouldn't I do that? And so if you don't know, praise means to speak well of. And so, I mean, in all honesty, if he's been that good, it's like doing a review on him. Like, why wouldn't I want to tell everybody? If it was really that good, I feel like I should want to tell him. And so Psalm 150:2 says, praise him for his mighty acts, praise him according to his excellent greatness. So, we watch, I don't know if, you're on YouTube right now if you're watching this, so I don't know if you guys really watch a lot of YouTubers, but so many people do reviews on this, that hair company, this clothing line, this, and these products and all this stuff. They do all this stuff, but like, for example, Fashion Nova. Do you know how sick and tired I'd be of seeing Fashion Nova everywhere? But it works for them. It works. People on YouTube are doing reviews. People on Instagram are wearing them. The Shade Room is posting every time somebody is wearing Fashion Nova. I'm sorry, y'all. I really got the hiccups. But it literally blew up their business. Like, their business skyrocketed because of social media. And their business skyrocketed because people kept talking about their products and talking about their clothing line and how the quality of their products. But why can't we have the same mentality with God? Like, he's been too good. Like, why are we still like, he's been good to me, but I'm going to keep it over here to myself because I don't want anybody to know. Why? Why are we doing that? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we do that to him? It's like he's the best kept secret or something, and it's not. It shouldn't be that way. And he is everything. He is everything, and so we should, because he's giving you victory, you should want to exalt him. He's your strength. You should want to tell people about it. Like, you know what? I got through this because he was there. Like, there's sometimes when people know your story and they be like, oh my God, I didn't know you were going through that. Why didn't you say something? Because he was keeping me. He was keeping me the whole time. He's been keeping me the whole time. He's the only one who's worthy of the praise. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, my mama helped me and my mama got me through, because it wasn't my mama. It wasn't my daddy. Like, yes, their help was great, but God is greater. And I hate to, sound that way. So it sounds a little bit harsh coming out my mouth, but that's what I mean. Like, and I've gotten to a place now where I just don't care. I don't care who want to hear it. I don't care who wants to hear it and who don't want to hear it. I'm telling you. And I said what I said. Like, nothing will shut up my praise. Nothing and nobody will. There's a scripture that says the rocks will cry out. If you won't do it, then the rocks will cry out. And I'm like, why? Why would the rocks cry out? Like, why? If I was a rock, why would I want to cry out? Like, I literally am on the ground all day. Why would I want to cry out? Like, they're not living, they're not breathing, they're not like plants where they're creating gases for us to breathe or something. It's not like that. Like, rocks have never seen death's door. They never, but their life has been saved. They've never been gone without anything, and then God provided for them. They never will know what it's like to lose their mind, but the God still keeps them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll never have an almost but God ever, because they're not living. They're just there. But we do. So why? If the rocks can cry out, surely I can do it. Because I know, even in my life, car accidents, beatings, fights, almost getting shot, all this stuff that's happened to me in my life, and he kept me. Why would I not cry out? Why would I let a rock take my place when the rock ain't been through the things that I've been through? And if I've been through all this, and I know there's people out there that's been through worse than what I have. I know there are. So why would I let something that is not even alive, an inanimate object, why would I let that take my praise? They can't even really speak about how great he is, because they've never experienced it, because it's not living. So why would I do that? Why would I even allow that to happen? And so what I really started looking at was Mark 5, 1-20, and that's a story about the man that was possessed and living in the tombs. If you guys don't know that story, and Jesus delivered him, and there was so many demons in him that it wasn't just one, it was called Legion. Like, it was that many. Like, it literally said, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And at the end of the story, the man tried to say he wanted to go with Jesus, and Jesus told him to go to his family and friends and tell them the great things that God has done for him. And that's all Jesus asked of him. He said, "No, you can't come with me, but you need to go tell people what happened to you." And so, I mean, if it was me and I was just witnessed what happened, I'm like, yo, let me tell you what was. You remember old dude that was used to live in the tombs that was cutting himself and stuff? Yo, I seen all these demons come up out of him, son. Like, I would have had to tell it. Like, I would have told, even if it wasn't me that experienced it, if I would have seen it, I would have told it. I absolutely would have told it. And I mean, I know everybody's not like me, but don't be like it wouldn't be me. Because if you would have seen that many demons coming out of somebody, to the point that pigs want to kill themselves, multiple pigs, but all that was in one man. I'm sorry, you would want to tell it too. Like, it is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. You ain't gotta lie to me, Craig. You ain't got to lie, Craig. Okay, like she had a lie for it, but you wouldn't be able, like, if it had actually been me, you really wouldn't have been able to shut me up at all, like at all. And I remember years ago, I had a dream about me preaching, and obviously it just did not appeal to me, because it still doesn't necessarily appeal to me. I'm just like, you want me to do what? I don't like to get in front of people, but you want me to do this? Why? And so, I've never seen myself as anybody's preacher, and I'm a more behind the scenes type of person. Like, let me clean up the church, let me get your stuff ready for you, let me make sure everything is in place by the time you get here, Pastor. Like, that is my thing. I don't want to be in anybody's pulpit like that. Like, I don't, even when I'm the same person worship, I'm like, I don't want to. But that's not the point. The point is that I've had these dreams multiple times, and there was this one time, this one particular dream I had. I think I had to be like 21 or 22 when I had this dream, and I was going ham, and I was walking, like, I came out of the pulpit and was walking the aisles, and I said, I know what it was like to lose my mind and to go crazy out there, so yes, I'll lose my mind for him, because he kept me, and I know I know that he loves me. He'll never leave me or forsake me. Like, I was going in, like, I wasn't as calm as I'm talking right now. Like, I was one of them moments, like, I went real Kojic in this dream, like, going in. But that's what I mean, like, being able to just tell the story, like, to tell how God changed you. So for me, I know the things that I've been through. I know how my thoughts used to be. I know how he transformed and renewed my mind. I know all these things, but we have to tell him, because it pleases him when we give him glory. Our fruits are supposed to give him glory. So I'm so grateful for what he did to me, that because I know he loves me so much, I won't stop talking about him. I won't stop telling people about him. And it made me, kind of made me laugh, because I remember when I was, new in love, like when I was young and in love. And I said young like I'm not in my 20s, but I mean like when I was like in high school. So me and my first love, when I tell you I loved him, like I love me some him. Like, that was, everybody, like, at 16, my family thought that I was going to marry him because I was that in love with him. Like, it was awful. Like, it was, and ladies, y'all know when we be in love, like, we be like, oh girl, let me tell you about him. Like, I didn't ask to know about Ray Ray. Like, girl, stop talking about him. I ain't asked to know about it. But we are like the worst when it comes to that, because we always want to talk about them. We always want to bring them up. And so I remember when me and him were together, I literally would talk about him all the time, like every 5 minutes. I remember it was so bad. Like, it was just like, bae this and bae that. And that's the thing. Before bae was a real thing like it is now, this was me and him were together 10 years ago. And babe, that's what I called him. That's what he called me. Like, that was it. Babe. It was country. We was some country people. It wasn't ever babe. Baby. It was baby sometimes. but it was bae and baby. That's it. But like, so bae this and bae did this and bae did that. And what was crazy was we were long distance, so for me to even be that in love with him, it was kind of disgusting. But I remember it was so bad one time. Somebody said something about like a green shirt or some kind of clothes that was green. And I was like, yeah, bae's eyes are green and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like now that I'm older, I'm like, girl, why? Why were you like this about him? Like, for what? And I know my friends were sick of me because I literally would not shut up. Like, I was always talking about him, always going on about him, because I really felt like he was an answered prayer. And so he was everything that I wanted at that time. But even when it didn't work out, I'm like, he still, I will never not speak truth about him. I won't ever downplay who he was in my life, but I won't, I just don't speak about him like that. But why can't we be that in love with God? Like, why? And even if we are that in love with God, why can't we tell everybody about it? Why can't we give him everything that we have? I mean, it belongs to him anyway. Like, the reason why I have breath in my body is because of him. So I'm going to use this breath to say, hey, the reason why I'm breathing right now is because he gave me that breath. Not because I can just do it on my own. He allowed me to do this. He's like, I know that I should have been out of here a long time ago, but he kept me. So I'm going to take every breath that I have and tell you about him. So it just is, what if he, what if he even decided to take those things away? What if he decided, you know what, I don't think I want her to be here no more. I don't think she deserved what I did for her. So I'm just reverse all of that. Like, nah. But he decided not to do that. And because he did that, I won't shut up. So that's all that I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. And thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Bye.